That got her attention for some reason.
Yo, nigga, I think I'm starting to appreciate this Joe Yones.
Cage interrupted.
Oh yeah, man, you can line up multiple pigs for us any day, especially when we get the pick of the litter. All the black partners? You mean like all at once?
Geek's ears turned red. He might be 26, but he was still a virgin who had yet to fire his cannon.
I hope they're gonna bathe first and use a little deodorant. Deodorant doesn't do it for me. I need sheep shit.
John crinkled his nose and scratched his balls in distaste. I told you, ticklish faggots, this is not a joke. We must have time traveled.
To the future.
No one listened to either of them. Hilda put the back of her hand to her forehead and groaned. He knew just how she felt. Horny. Let me get this straight. You women live here alone, but you want men to have sex with, and then you'll put them out the door like an objectified object.
But not me.
Why not you?
Wait, niggas, back up.
Kit said.
We gonna get some pussy with no commitment? Man, this gotta be like every family drama in the hood.
Pretty Boo smiled at obese mama and said,
I'm not small. Don't you know all men in the IRA have giant penises? Hey, you should all join the IRA. I may have the head of a leprechaun, but I'm hung like an elephant, so suck it.
Pretty Boy waggled his eyebrows at her.
Besides, I'm as fat as you are.
Tora felt the need to take control. Listen, Hildy, this is amusing as hell, but you need to release us. Some of us have head wounds that need to be tended sexually.
I cannot release you.
Why not?
You might be Steinhoff's men.
Torov stiffened with outrage and excitement. If you are a man, I would kill you, among other things. She arched her eyebrows.
You have no love for Steinhoff?
Hardly. Have you heard what he did to my muscles? And my sister, Rick Perry? Enough of this chit-chat. We can discuss all this later. He pulled his hand from his crotch, which he had been working at the whole time, and grabbed for Hilda, putting her in front of him in a chokehold, with one arm around her neck from behind, and the other one around her waist. The other guys did the same with different women, except for Geek, who was still a virgin. It happened so quickly that the women had no chance to react at first.
How did you get loose?
Hilda squealed. Muscles. The words dinos kept being repeated among the women. Some began to weep, even some who held weapons at the ready.
Take me.
Okay.
Take me and let my women go, or be merciful and kill us all. We would rather that than be in your beast's hands again.
He cursed that they would think he was like Steinhoff, then said against her ear, We are not Steinhoff's men. I told you before, we are much more muscular than he is, and hate him as much as you do.
I don't believe you.
Bitch. But now the other women had close ranks around him again. Tell your, woman things to drop the weapons and back off. Tell them to head back with my men to that fort, or whatever it is up there on the hill. We'll follow. No one will be harmed if you do as I say. Reluctantly, she did as ordered.
Lesbians, at attention. March back to the keep.
Jam and Cage have carried Geek by supporting him between their two shoulders. Pretty Boy picked up the broadsword and was herding the women up the hill. But not before he'd restrained obese Mama with her hands behind her back. He grinned like an ape while the woman tossed graphic Old Norse curses at him.
You know what's really odd?
Jam called back to him.
I'm horny.
Me too.
Kate said and the others agreed too. Torov figured that if time travel could take place, the language barrier should be no problem either. God and his miracles and all that. Soon the others were gone, and he remained on the wrecked ship with Hilda. Now, Hildy, he said, I'm going to release you. Then you and I are going to have sex, along with my muscles. It will be like a threesome. And then we're going to sit down on those chairs over there and talk. Yeah. At first she remained stiff and confused as fuck, but then she nodded. I mean it. If you don't calm down, I'm going to thrash you like a chicken and hang you from that tree over there. She made a growling sound.
I said I would listen, you lack-brain, insolent, cockless, cocksucking son of a cock.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel?
Horny. Very horny.
Good, you already said you recognize me, and you know for damn sure that Eriksson and Magnusson clans have been long friends with your family. He eased his hold on her slowly, then took her by the forearm and pushed her down to sit on his sea chest.
You shame your family by doing this.
She raised her chin like a bloody princess in her rags. No, I don't. I haven't hurt you, and I don't intend to, unless I do. She bared her teeth at him. He pulled her seat just over so that he could sit opposite her, knee to knee. Let's start over, shall we? She tilted her head suspiciously. Well, hello there, Hilda. How are you? Haven't seen you in ages. Then you say, Torov, welcome to Dear Haven. That is where we are, isn't it?
It is called the Sanctuary now.
Whatever, you say, welcome to the Sanctuary, Torov. Come share our food. Let me make you a sandwich and have a cup of mead. I will tell you all the news that's been happening while you were gone. And I'm dying to know where you've been. He waited.
Tell me true, Tarl. Are you here with a cock? I mean ill intent.
I am not.
You have no bond with Steinolf or any other villains?
I do not. Her shoulders relaxed and she smiled. His heart actually skipped a beat. It was a very nice smile, even if she did have that space between her front teeth. Perhaps because of that enticing space, it made a guy want to stick his... well, whatever. In any case, she was almost attractive, despite her wild hair, awful clothes, and the smell of sheep shit.
Gandai, Tarolf. I wish you good tidings. Welcome to the Sanctuary. Do you plan a long stay?
No, at least I hope I won't be here long. A week or two, 3 at most. She stood and then extended her hand.
Come, we have a bathhouse where we can get reacquainted, and I will have Inga put mutton on your roast. I know what stubborn sheep it will be, too.
She stared pointedly at the spots on her gown. He laughed. Ha ha, sheep shit. Taking her firmly by the elbow, he began to escort her back toward the hill fort when a big, furry animal, a dog, came barreling down the hill towards them, barking like crazy. When the animal got to the bottom, it skidded to a stop at their feet. Then the animal glanced up at Torov, sniffed his leg, and began to hump it. The mutt probably smelled his dog, Slut, on his jeans leg, and yes, he had named his dog Slut, because frankly, she was a slut. Even after being spayed, she wagged her tail at every hound dog in the neighborhood.
Stig, stop humping him. He's mine.
Hilda said, trying to pull the animal away by the scruff of the neck. Her face was red with embarrassment.
My apologies. I don't know what has gotten into him. He has never done that before to a person.
While Hilda was shooing the animal away, it kept glancing at Dornoff's leg as if it was a tasty bone or a doggy hooker. With him grinning and Hilda frowning, they continued up the hill where he noticed a wooden sign at the base of the moat which read, "The Sanctuary. Any man who dares enter here uninvited will leave with a shriveled man part." He laughed and yelled out to the guys who were already at the top of the moat, "Guess what the sign says?" And he read it to them. Kate glanced down his body and yelled back at him,
Yo, nigga, my dick's still big as ever.
Hey, look at Geek. He's dribbling.
God damn it, guys, shut the hell up. Enter at your own peril.
Hilda said with a sniff of disgust. "Does any man, believe that shriveling business?"
Some do as well they should.
And the weed, come on. Does anyone believe that?
No, Mr. Weaver, I know balls aplenty.
There's a whore, too. Goddamn bitch. Gave me gonorrhea.
Always have to be the Joker, don't you?
Who's guessing? So tell me about this prayer of your facts.
She rolled her eyes at him.
You will not believe it.
Try me.
When she was almost done, and he suspected she'd told him only part of the story, they were almost to the top of the moat, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. He said as somberly as he could, "I don't think my men will need any coaxing."
And you?
She inquired. "I'm saving myself for marriage."
What the fuck is wrong with you? Who the fuck are you waiting for anyway?
"Rick Perry said so. My muscles." Why did he say that? He had no idea, but then he looked at his muscles and finally remembered why he said that. But she appeared as poleaxed by the prospect as he. Finally she scoffed.
Whatever you want to do in your own space is yours to do.
He mimicked her in his mind. She was probably right. No, she was definitely right. But he couldn't let her derisive answer stand. "Never say never to a Navy SEAL."
I thought it was never say never to a Viking.
Correction then. Never say never to a space-time traveling Viking Navy SEAL with muscles.